remember being so broke where I would, trade gas for a painting or just always yeah. But you know what? It's always been valued, even if it was a little bit. There was always some value to it, which I always found kind of special. Even if it was $5, you know what, dude? Someone gave it value like that. I just had fun creating. So just appreciating that. And then, but also like, it's all connections, man. So even more than being an artist, it's really how you it's really the energy you give to the person that's seeing your art, or being in situations where people are trying to take a moment home and you're at the right art show selling the thing that people are around. But it's really just giving yourself for me, it's like just investing all my time in it. And I'm really just trying to see where it goes, but I don't have a plan or an idea or a set, whatever. I don't know if it's Art Basel or if it's a solo show in New York or just being like a rich YouTuber. Like, I don't know.
The whole thing with the Fork in the Road podcast is we're kind of talking about how artists can go from this idea of, or this physical state of a starving artist to a thriving artist. Just wondering, to you personally, what does being a thriving artist mean to you?
Well, I think the starving part keeps you thriving. So it's the hunger. And it translates in like an empty wallet makes you want to work. So, for me, it's just never being like always having bills, always, because those never leave, and just really trying to figure out, like recently, just posting on more like all the platforms. You know what I mean?
I've got a question from you know Diego Robot Martinez?
Yes.
Yeah, so he's got a question for you. He's wondering, what are your biggest pressures of being at your level with creating and managing your career and life without being consumed?
So I have a tendency to take bites bigger than I can chew early. So I tend to grow my life and expenses a lot faster than I'm earning them. Even when I'm earning it, I'm already creating bigger ideas of like how I want things to roll, right? It's, so my biggest pressure is that I've built a life right now that is hard to sustain without the world of NFTs, right? Without the earnings that I was making in NFTs. So it's a little bit of the pressure right now is, to try to see how I can catch up and sustain the life that I've built because of like how I grew through NFTs. And so for the first time, I might have to downsize and I might have to restructure things. And I'm even looking outside of my art business to bring in income that's more sustainable and long term than worrying about because now that I'm in the real world again and NFTs aren't a thing, I have a lot of pressure to become even more widely known in the regular world to be able to earn a living. And it's becoming harder and harder to do so with painting. So now you're a content creator or whatever. And it's like, you know what? At almost 50, that's not my dream. That's not why I started this game to begin with. I wanted to be an artist.
Levels to it, I guess, but in a way, though, I just got to stay focused on who I am, like how I'm going to push them out. It's okay to have sales. It's okay to, paint canvas packs and just really focus on the process of it. I think documenting it's important. So every part of the whole painting from like the beginning to the end is special. And so you have to just enjoy it. I truly, truly love it though. Like I couldn't fit into this world. I try to fit in like as a job.
Did you come from a artistic family, or are you a bit of a black sheep of a family with creativity?
So super artistic. Grandfather, musician, played piano, singer, painter, and then a great grandfather, artist as well. But also my mom, very creative in a lot of her ways, because her dad was a carpenter. So it's been kind of like, my sister's a full-time graphic designer. My dad was a poet. He wrote poetry. So a little bit of a bunch of weirdos. So it was easy for me to kind of like channel that and also find the romanticized part about it. Or I guess I would just find it. I thought it was so cool. My parents would take me to art galleries, and so I was always around art, and even took art classes with this guy called Hal Marcus, who's now my mentor in a lot of ways, but he's a 70-something-year-old artist here in El Paso. And we collaborate here and there, and but yeah, we link up as well. So it's always been in my life for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. So you've always seen that connected as to a viable sense of income, not like you have to go and do some other job like that. Is the NFT space just a platform for like a promotional platform, or is it a serious platform where artists in the space can make serious money from? I know there's a few exceptions of people that have, but to me personally, it feels a bit more like a community space with other artists to connect. Um,
I think it just depends on what group that you're talking to, because I know like chat. I'm not making a ton of money, but I know there's people that are doing like ordinals, and they're not like Bitcoin is something that never goes down. And then you know, I know a lot of people lost money on the Bored Ape stuff. So I think in the base of it, like there is a good time to buy and there's a good time to sell, and there is ways to make money. You have to really be invested in trends and prices.
with you, your art is definitely going out into the world. Like, I don't know how I'm seeing you on your socials. You're, people holding up their painting of yours that's been sold, and even you do some incredibly generous things. An incredibly good idea. I saw you did like a bit of a scavenger hunt for your artwork. Do you want to tell us a bit about that and what gave you that idea?
Man, it felt good. Because sometimes when I was creating so much art and I was just thinking of a way how, like you see how each painting will take its own shape, or whoever it calls will go grab it, and then kind of like that painting becomes its own thing, its own energy, and then it has its own force, which is kind of trippy to me. And I've always like, it's just something really cool that I thought that I could channel without really, for me, I don't get, like, there's some paintings that maybe I'll get attached to, maybe if it's like a high material cost or something, but like for the most part, I'm not too attached to my artwork. So I create as much, but I also you get what you get. So I guess also just kind of like, I want to connect with as many people as I can. I'm most active, and I post anywhere, bro. I keep it all. I post, once I post on Instagram, I copy paste that, and then I post it on TikTok. And then when I do that, I clear it on my YouTube list, and then from YouTube, I share it to my X, and it's like boom, boom, boom. And it takes like maybe fucking like a few hours just to set it all up, because I'm just painting, and then I'm fucking chopping up shit on apps, and oh, dude, it's an all day thing. Like, it's
Yeah.
fucking